All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Glow Room Podcast. I'm Lolita Clark, and I have my partner here, Miss Dawn Michelle. Hey,
Hel-
Dawn.
Hello, hi everybody.
Well, this podcast is going to be about current events, the real estate market, and pop culture. So let's get started. Okay, for today, our first segment is about a company threatening jail time to employees refusing to work overtime. They don't want to pay them for the overtime, but they want them to work overtime. What are your thoughts about that, Don?
Wait a minute. So they want them to work overtime, but they don't want to pay them.
Exactly. It has something to do with a memo that was being circulated throughout by the company.
Oh, they put this in writing.
They try to do a slick thing. They try to be slick because right now they in the process of bargaining a union contract. So they trying to
Okay,
be
so
slick.
there's no way that could even be legal. I don't know which state they're in. And then secondly, it sounds like where we come across a lot in the job culture where you'll have people in management that have no business being in management and they're just there because they're really efficient bullies. So they just trying to scam just to see who gonna go for this. I think to me most people is like that. In general, it's rare to find people who is genuine and have integrity. So when you got people who are incompetent in management, they come up with ridiculous rules like that because they call that conserving costs. You see what I'm saying? Instead of coming up with an innovative way, which they're not capable of, to make the business thrive, they just like, let's just cut costs here. They might go for it. Why are we even this? Why is this even a discussion?
Because they slick. And the people that's trying is one of the largest corporations in Canada. That's
This
trying
is
that,
not
that's
the
trying to
United
pull this crap.
States.
They're
Wait, this
trying to pull this crap. But do you come on? Let's think about it. Do you think the employees within their rights to enforce the overtime on employees? Me personally, I don't. If you want me to want extra, you want me to work extra, you're gonna pay me. And I'm quite sure there is some stipulation in the current contract that they have with the union. So you can't just want people to work and don't want to pay them. That's just wrong.
But I think it also depends on what people are willing to go for. So if they tolerate that and they don't say anything, then the employer feels like, well, hey, because you feel like handcuffed to your job. Think of how many people just go along with foolishness and they be scared to speak out. Like it's rare you come across crazy people like me who just be like, no, this
But the
ain't what
thing
we
of it
about to do.
is, they are doing something about it. They ain't
Okay,
working that overtime.
right,
They ain't working their overtime. So yes, they are doing something about it. But at the same time, you lose your job.
right.
You could lose your job. What
It,
would
it
you
kind of
think?
pushes. Oh, go
I got a
ahead.
question for you. I know this is going to be a tough one, but what do you think would be the best route to take in this situation?
As
I
the
mean,
from
you
the
got
owner's
look,
perspective.
you got bill on both sides because being the employee, look, I got bills to pay. I don't want to lose my
Um,
job, but I'm being bullied into working overtime. But with me working at overtime, you don't want to pay me. So where's the fairness in that?
well, from the employee's perspective, I'm that type of employee that the supervisor is scared of. So I would straight up be like, I don't give a what you about to do with these other people. That's not gonna happen with me. And then I will automatically have all the laws to back me up. Some people know what laws are, but they don't know how to formulate them in a
Hmm.
written method. So to me, that's what scares off bullies, who, in my opinion, are really cowards. But that you have an efficient paper trail of this is what's gonna happen if you keep playing with me, and most time they back up off you because you're acting in a way of I don't even need a lawyer to file. You know what I'm saying? So, and then from the employer's perspective, whoever's the owner of the company, they need to hire new management. They need to be in the process of vetting out who needs to be in management, because the goal of a company is to make money. That's clear. And this is what your manager has come up with to make money. Your manager is incompetent.
Here's my question. Let's go back to the beginning. Who started circulating the memo and why?
Somebody look.
Let's go back to the beginning. They got all this started. Who started circulating the memo and why? Because we already see the outcome. Question. They wanted some chaos, and they got chaos. But you know what? With the employees not working that overtime, you're not that very productive.
Right.
So,
right.
You know,
I know whoever circulated it. That's another question, but it's effective and it puts more pressure on them. But in actuality, sometimes, a lot of times, that just makes them be more sneaky with their approach, you know? So that's when they get to, I'm laying you off for fake reasons, you know, or writing you up, making up stuff. And what you going to do to combat that? Only thing that you can do to combat this is a strong paper trail.
They talking about locking them up. They talking about
I forgot about that part. I forgot about that part.
Jail time for these people.
Yeah, I would have me my own business. I would sit there and I would have my own business. That's what I would do, because I can't do that. I just can't. I can't do this with the craziness. I forgot about that part.
In their current union bargaining agreement, it strictly states that overtime is voluntarily, except when there's not enough people there to complete the job. But if you got right a house full of people, well, you know,
right.
They got a house full of people. They just don't have a house full of people after hours because ain't nobody working at overtime.
You know what?
According to the union rules, overtime is voluntary.
It's voluntary. So is the country stationed in Canada and have locations in the U.S., or is it 100% in Canada?
This is 100% in Canada.
This is amazing. So they're still under British rule, correct? I believe they're under British rule. Yeah, that's amazing that it sounds like the United States, and they're going through stuff, you know, similar to what you would expect that we go through, you know, with that craziness. That's crazy. That doesn't make any logical sense. But, you know, being as though how they came under British rule, you understand it's a bullying culture. I just was researching that.
I find so interesting. The company is trying to bully them into working the overtime. The workers are not having it and not doing the overtime. But then the company want to file a complaint to the labor board against the employees.
You know what? Because it might be a technicality in there that they signed off for, you know, unknowingly. Like, you know how you just sign off for something and this. You don't think so?
I think that catch-22 is going to be where it says that overtime is strictly voluntary, except when there's not enough volunteers to complete the job. Because they may not say, well, we don't have enough people to complete the job on the regular shifts, so we need them to stay over to complete. See, that's that catch-22 right there.
Yeah.
In the union bargaining agreement. That's that catch-22. But it's still the employer is still bullying you.
Right. See, it's up to you. If you want to work for yourself, or this is what you want to accept. That's how they look at you. Like, shoot, you ain't come with your own company, which is difficult.
And you know, I say, or you be unemployed.
Exactly. They don't. A lot of people, they just is like that. Like, who cares? And then probably the owner of the company is somewhere on vacation. He got managers running that. You know, big old CEOs, CFOs, all different kind of stuff. It's like, shoot, that's they fight, and you better handle it.
and it is truly a fight.
Yes, it's too much.
They talking about discipline, termination of employment, along with a hiring ban. So even though you don't have enough people to complete,
they're not going to hire people.
That you're going to try to make them work overtime, but at the same time, you're not going to hire people. You're going to have a hiring ban. So that's still bullying the employees.
Yeah,
okay, we want you to do this. You say I'm not going to do the overtime. Okay, you're going to have to figure it out because we're not going to hire no more people to help you.
It's like, hey, what you going to do?
Look, either you're going to use the bathroom or you're going to get off the pot.
Right. I like that. Right. You
You know,
have a
what you gonna
decision to
do?
make.